This month, literally, you are going to feel like you're on top of the world. Listen to me very carefully, my gorgeous Piscelini. This month, you are going to feel like you're on top of the world. I am so happy the way this month is going to work out for you. Purely because karmically, this is gonna be huge. This is gonna be big. It is to do with an element of your life that was bothering you, that brought so much negativity, and that made you feel way too sensitive over the last couple of years, especially when it comes to you dealing with important stages of your life where you should have come out of your comfort zone and step forward. It is very important in this life, on this spiritual journey, to take the risks, okay? And sometimes we may feel uncomfortable when we make a certain decision or a certain step, in our lives, but that in itself is like pretty much so. That in itself becomes obvious that it was imminent at the time when we'll finally go forward with our lives. I am so happy for you, my gorgeous Piscelini, because also when it comes to number, I'm gonna start screaming right now. When it comes to the number, to the actual numerology, your number is number 11. Like, oh my God, it's to do with your own spiritual awakening. But it's also to do with the fact that the 11th of February is going to be playing like a really, really important and a very special and a very sacred role when it comes to all this. It's like, oh my God. So now you have got number 11 in numerology, and now you have like things playing up like, oh my God, big time on the actual 11th of February. This in itself, it's gonna be probably the biggest and the most important waking up moment of your entire life. My goodness, my gorgeous Piscelini, what can I possibly say? All these things most certainly, all these things as of the beginning of February. What is really important here is that, you are going to gain some kind of recognition, and this is going to be so personal to you, but rather important. But at the same time, this in itself is going to increase clarity, especially when it comes to two things: what you should be focusing on. Okay, what do you need to give your full attention to? But also, what has been restricting you for such a long time? Okay? And also, my gorgeous Piscelini, when it comes to nutrition and health, I know that this may be like really boring to some of you, but I really feel like this part, to me, it's quite important to let people know what people should be paying attention to, especially when it comes to health, nutrition, but most importantly when it comes to motivating you and motivating people in general, what they should be taking, especially when it comes to like natural things and natural supplements. This in itself has been a part of my life for a really long time, and this is why I want to let you know to keep on taking something which is going to boost your immune system. It is more important than ever to keep on taking things for the next few months. For example, a natural vitamin D3 supplement you need to be taking with a natural K2 supplement, which is going to increase its absorption, alongside a natural zinc picolinate. And on top of all that, you should be taking organic camu camu, and organic camu camu is going to give you a natural vitamin C. You do not want ascorbic acid. No, baby, no. I don't care what people say, but ascorbic acid is a chemical. It's synthetic. antibiotic. It is not like a natural vitamin C. So that's why I strongly suggest you to go for organic camu camu. On top of all that, you're also going to be sensitive when it comes to your digestion, and you're not the first sign. I think it's that kind of energy going on throughout the months of February. So you're not the first sign to need something to boost immune system, but also you're not the only sign who needs something for digestion and the energy as well. In this case, I highly recommend, and what I was recommending before, natural B vitamin liquid. Every single ingredient within this natural B vitamin liquid needs to be made in a natural way. It needs to be natural, and take like the certain amount of drops, every single morning. And it's absolutely fine to take this the first thing in the morning, because it's going to increase your energy levels, okay? But also at the same time, it's going to be beneficial for your entire digestive system. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor or GP. Only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Piscelini, or not. So let me start. Let me start with the very first 3 days, which are going to be absolutely mind-blowing stage of your spiritual journey. The first 3 days are going to be so important when it comes to you becoming aware of this big reward, massive reward. And even if you miss out on this reading, like when it comes to the beginning of this month, this reward you don't have to be worried about. This is going to be obvious throughout this month what I'm talking about, baby. But yet again, it's going to be highlighted very strongly in terms of like a really even better news on the 23rd of February. On the 23rd of February, it's going to be an additional news, which is going to be completely connected to the news that I'm referring to now within the first 3 days of February. So what is going to happen? Bum, bum, bum. Oh my God, I'm scared. Oh my God. No, I'm joking. What is going to happen, my gorgeous Piscelini? Do you know what? It's like basically within the first 3 days of February, there is going to be such a big and powerful moment that you are going to have. You are going to become aware of this mind-blowing reward. The big, huge reward is going to enter your life within the first 3 days of February. This is going to answer so many questions to you. This is going to mean to you so much. This in itself, my gorgeous Piscelini, is probably the brightest light at the end of the tunnel you've ever seen, you've ever came across, you've ever had and felt in your life. Within the first 3 days, my gorgeous Piscelini, you are going to have a really big reward. And you're going to hear about that reward, as I said again, on the 23rd of February. So within the first 3 days of February, that particular reward, oh my God, not only this is like, whoa, this is going to be such a big, like, my God, rejuvenating moment in your life, my gorgeous Piscelini. Like, just pay attention to the way you're going to feel. Pay attention how you're going to start planning. Pay attention this optimism that you are going to have. My God, I'm talking about the level of optimism. Like, for example, if you don't like sleep for like 3 days, you know what I mean? You become aware of this and you're still like a big mama, like on top of everything, flying around like, wow. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life. It doesn't matter what you're focusing on. This is something which is gonna make you feel like so excited, like literally instantly. And please do pay attention to the specific ideas that are gonna come to you at around that time, because you're not gonna have these specific ideas later on. I'm not saying that you're not going to have later on, but you're not going to see them in the same light. And now you need to make the most of it. You need to make the most of it. Write them down. Try to remember them, but then again, write them down, or try to kind of, it's not only about writing down because you're not going to see them in the same light before, you see what I mean? But it's more about making some kind of action and start having a starting point at that moment in time with these ideas that you are going to have within the first 3 days. This is like so important, okay? Very important. So I'm not saying you're not going to remember them later, but you're not going to see them in the same light. And this light is very, very powerful and bright indeed, okay? So it's not only about like a big reward within the first 3 days of February, but it's like about the realization. Oh my God, I can do what I wanted to do. I know what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do. I'm so excited. I've got everything I need to have to do what I wanted to do for absolutely ages. It's about like making this step. You know what I mean? Making this step. You will know what do you need to do. And most importantly, my gorgeous Pisces, by the 11th of February, you will already make an important decision. Okay, you are still going to, by the 11th of February, you are going to make an important decision. This is because your spirit is going to awake. This is because you're going to feel this mind-blowing desire to change yourself, to change your life, to change everything. Your passion for life is about to be ignited. But it's always that bloody but. There is something still going to be missing. And that's how you're going to feel. There is something still going to be missing. Some kind of information. Something is still going to be missing, okay? But that's fine because your passion has been ignited. So it doesn't really matter. And once your passion is ignited in this powerful, mind-blowing way, it's going to come to you, baby. It's naturally going to drift towards you. And I'll talk about it a little bit later. Indeed. The second important date, my gorgeous Pisces, it's gonna be on the 5th of February. On the 5th of February, you're gonna have like a really unusual moment. You know what's gonna happen? It's like you're gonna be like kind of chilling out. You're gonna be relaxing, Maybe you're gonna be meditating, but you're just gonna be thinking about something completely XYZ, And then suddenly you're going to have this insight, like suddenly it's going to come to you. Somebody who you had like some kind of negative experience with, but you're still blaming yourself for something. And suddenly you're going to be reminded of that person and you're going to realize, you know what? I want to give something to them. I need to give something to this person. I know this sounds really weird, but you should go for it because it's coming from somewhere sacred. And it means that a really big problem, it's actually going to be resolved. It means that by you giving something to that person, it's going to make you feel better. You're going to make that person feel better. It's like a double mama, but on top of all that, you will be able to deal with some kind of a burden in this specific way. Burden that was created by, truly through your own emotions with something that happened, in between you, for example, and somebody else. And this is going to make you feel so good. This is going to make you feel so good. And at some point in this is connected to your heart also, like kind of being broken when it comes to some kind of situation and when it comes to this particular person in the past. And that was like kind of making you feel really bad because you were responsible for something. You felt like kind of responsible for something, bless your heart. And that in itself was really kind of, for a very long time, it was making you to think in a very negative way and in a very negative light about yourself. And you really wanted to fix something karmically here. It's only show what a beautiful person you are. It's only showing what a gorgeous soul you are. Because slowly but surely you're healing, my gorgeous Pisces. Something big is about to happen to you. Something huge is about to happen to you. So don't be surprised when like a blast from the past stares at you in your gorgeous little face and saying to you like, don't forget about me, all right? Do you know what I mean? It's like you are dealing with some kind of a karmic, something that made a karmic impact on your life. You're fixing something. You're healing yourself. You're healing somebody else at the same time. And guess what? You're moving on with your life, baby. And this is why this is happening here, to remind you. It's also like, you've been kind of like a negative about it for so long. So this is really going to be so beneficial for your, for your intuition as well, for your emotions, for your internal happiness. So this is absolutely brilliant. At the same time, it's marking some kind of end stage, maybe in between you and somebody else, but that doesn't mean to be like a bad thing, if you know what I mean. In this particular case, this is absolutely brilliant, my gorgeous Pisces. Absolutely brilliant. And also, what else I was going to recommend you? Absolutely stunning. Look at this baby. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay? And look at how striky this one is. Absolutely striky. And I really hope that you can actually see its beauty. It's called Dragon Blood Jasper. Okay, it's called Dragon Blood Jasper, and it's a very powerful crystal. I highly recommend you to wear over the next few months. This in itself is probably one of the best problem solvers you can actually have, because when you wear this, you know, with things that you don't know what to do about, you know what to do about. The things that you kind of know what to do about, but you don't have the courage to do anything about it, this like really activates you. It activates you. So it's fantastic for problem solving. It's brilliant and absolutely perfect for taking responsibilities. And most importantly, it's going to help you to accept what needs to change. Absolutely brilliant. It helps you to move on with your life, my gorgeous Piscelini, and this time it's absolutely brilliant for it, indeed. So this gorgeous Dragon Blood Jasper comes with sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. You just kind of scroll down, you click on the name of this video, click on the name, and then it's going to expand, and this way you're going to be able to sorry, this way you're going to be able to find it, or you just type in Google like Sasha Bonasin shop, for example, and then you will see it's gonna bring that page as well. That's another way to actually find it. Okay, the next important date. God, what am I doing? I'm losing my plot here. I've never had one in the first place, I suppose. Yeah, lots of people would say this. No, I'm just joking. Yes, so the next important date, my gorgeous Piscelini. Listen, the next important date, my gorgeous Piscelini. Do you remember what I said before? Dun, dun, dun. We've got a 5th of February. And now, what I said before, it's gonna be the 11th of February. The 11th of February. The 11th of February. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. The 11th of February is bringing you absolutely mind-blowing answer. Mind-blowing answer. And on the 11th of February, you will have a sign. You will have a clear sign, and you will have a clear indication that you are, you know, sorry, you will have a clear sign, sorry, malfunction. You will have a clear sign, and you will have a clear indication on the 11th of February that you are on the right path, that you are doing the right thing. This in itself is bringing a really important revelation, which is going to wake you up like never before. And here you are gonna probably feel the most powerful determination when it comes to your life. Okay, you know, so you're gonna have you're gonna feel like determined like never before, and you know how remarkable that energy it's actually going to be. Oh my God, the most powerful moment of your personal liberation you've ever had. Just remember, my gorgeous Piscelini, that on the 11th of February, you know, you are going to have a clear sign and a clear indication, a good omen, good sign, a clear indication that you're on the right path and doing the right thing. This in itself is going to be felt on a completely different level. You're going to feel something that you've never felt before. And you know why? Because now you're following the path. Right now, my gorgeous Piscelini, at this stage of your life, at this stage of your spiritual journey, you're following the path that's most certainly intended for you. You're following the path that you are destined for. And I'm not saying that you didn't follow the path that you're destined for before, but now this is gonna be completely different, because all those negative things that you've been through over the last few years, and all the sadness and darkness and negativity and not knowing what to do, it's now to have such a powerful flip-flop moment, spiritual flip-flop, my gorgeous Piscelini, where all that energy is actually gonna start working in your favor indeed, and it's gonna keep on, it's gonna help you to kind of push forward with your life. Okay, absolutely brilliant. And now, oh, I went on the 11th. Yeah, on the 11th, but I didn't say the 10th. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm doing like a little bit backwards and forwards. So this is gonna, sorry, this is gonna happen on the 11th. Okay, this is gonna happen on the 11th. I'm really sorry, but I should have said what is going to happen on the 10th first. I'm sorry. Okay, on the 10th, the day before, the day before, you know, you are really, what's gonna happen on the 10th, it's really important. Listen, what's gonna happen on the 10th of February is just so important before you have this sign that you're on the right path. Sorry, on the 10th, the day before the 11th, on the 10th, you see, you know, you are on the 10th, the 10th is going to be ridiculously important. Okay, like ridiculously important. And I'm sorry to say the 11th before the 10th. So on the 10th, you are going to have an idea. On the 10th of February is just so important because you are going to have an idea, you know, with something that was standing on your way, how to deal with this problem that is still standing in your way. Just remember that something wasn't right. Remember the first 3 days. The first 3 days, I told you, massive reward, absolutely brilliant. You are going to realize that now at this stage of your life, you've got everything you need to move on with your life. And then I said to you that, you know, this is going to awake your spirit, desire to change, and it's going to ignite your passion for life. But you're going to feel very, very happy indeed. But it's just feeling this direction, like that's everything. But I did say that there is going to be still something which is going to be missing, and that particular thing that's missing, it's how to resolve some kind of a problem that was still standing in your way. So the 10th of February is bringing you an answer. On the 10th of February, you are going to have an idea how exactly you're gonna do this, and this idea that you are going to have on the 10th of February, it's literally going to change and transform every single aspect of yourself and every single aspect of your life in the best possible way. I mean, come on, you're organically moving onto the next level, onto the next stage. Not only this is going to be the beginning of probably the most powerful transformation of your entire life, but at the same time, this is going to give you strength, this is going to give you courage, this is going to give you an inner strength as well, you know, to kind of carry on now with this path and to do what you want to do. So this is bringing you like a pretty much so an answer when it comes to the actual 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of February, when you stumble upon something that is still kind of irritating you and standing in your way. You know what I mean? And then the day after, sorry because I messed it up at the beginning, and then the day after on the 11th of February, and you see how everything is going to happen, like, oh my God. Then the day after on the 11th of February, you know, you are going to have a clear sign, a good omen and clear indication that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, but it's going to be felt on a completely different level, and this energy is going to be keep pushing you forward like never before. I suppose this energy is going to be primarily kind of responsible for you kind of waking up and realizing that you never felt like this before. So this in itself, it's also bringing a remarkable starting point and a new beginning into your life. Like, oh my God. And also, my gorgeous Pisces, another thing that I was going to recommend, oh my God, okay, I'm not being funny, but this is probably one of the most beautiful pendants I always had. It's look at it, and I don't know if you can see how gorgeous this is, how powerful this is, how beautiful this is. Seriously, one of the most beautiful pendants I ever had. And it's not only that, it's one of the most powerful pendants, and also it's quite rare as well. Okay, so this is called Aqua Praise Chalcedony. It's extremely powerful when it comes to reconnecting with nature. It's extremely powerful when it comes to feeling peace, calm, and when it comes to like a centering ourselves as well. It reduces sadness, anxiety, stress, and it reduces depression as well. And on top of all that, when you're wearing this, while you're sleeping, you remember your dreams more, and on top of all that, you remember your dreams vividly. But especially when it comes to dreams that we really should remember, that could help us a lot on our personal path. And on top of all that, when you wear Aqua Praise Chalcedony, it also has a power to activate your third psychic eye, which in return really kind of helps you to open your mind. It guides you along the way, because in terms of spirituality, you receive this you reach this maximum levels, which means that when you come across, let's say, certain signs that you normally have, like let's say you see 777 somewhere, let's say, oh, 777, you know, and this means to you something particular, something specific, something personal. Then you wear this and it's like kind of, oh my God, the other realizations and ideas that you have alongside, and even certain words come into your mind that you don't even use, you know, and it's not because that's somebody else's words, but because it really helps you to get in touch with your subconscious mind, and that in return brings the best out in you, especially when it comes to realizing a very kind of specific signs indeed. So it beautifully open you up and makes you intuitively aware of things in front of you. Absolutely mind-blowing. So it's called Aqua Praise Chalcedony, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. And as I said, this comes with sterling silver chain, and in order to buy this, you just click on the name of this video and it's going to expand, or just go on Sasha Bonasin, go on Google, type in Sasha Bonasin shop, and my shop is gonna come up, and then you will see on top of the shop in somewhere it's gonna be Aqua Praise Chalcedony. Absolutely gorgeous. The next important date, I hope I don't mix dates up now. The next important dates, my gorgeous Pisces. The next important date, it's gonna be on the 24th of February. Now on the 24th of February, you see, I like this so much. How you gonna feel? How beautiful you're gonna feel. You're gonna feel spiritually and emotionally restored and healed. Seriously, this is what the 24th of February is going to bring you. You're gonna feel like a spirit, emotionally restored and spiritually and emotionally restored and healed. Why? Shall I tell you why? Because you are gonna have some clarity. You're gonna have a really positive experience that is gonna make you feel really happy, really joyful, and you're going to that emotional that positive experience is going to expose something that was hidden maybe from you. You are going to have this clarity, which is going to make you fully aware of something really specific. You're gonna feel so happy with what you're gonna become fully aware of, to the point that you are going to feel spiritually, emotionally restored and healed. But at the same time, you will know that, you know, the reason why you're going to feel this is because you will know that the next phase of your life, it's about to begin, especially when it comes to something that you have been so unhappy with for absolute ages. Now everything is going to become so straightforward in your life. You know, when it comes to you understanding what steady progress you need to jump in, and also when it comes to you understanding that something that what you're thinking about here is going to be a hard work, but you most certainly you should go for it. And most importantly, keep on sticking to the plan. You see, keep on sticking to the plan, my gorgeous Pisces. It's about you putting in time and effort and reaping the rewards, but then at the same time, it's about a long-term strategy here where you need to understand that you're going to have to be patient. Okay, but you must not allow this to put you off whatsoever, my gorgeous Pisces. The next important date is gonna be on the 28th of February. On the 28th of February, my goodness, you are gonna be in like this completely deep thinking, like a hermit mode. You know, lots of people maybe don't understand what is the hermit mode, but it's like when we feel like that we want to be by ourselves for a little while, we are thinking, we become very deep. You know, there are lots of things that come to the surface, but this is always important. This is always important because it allows us to heal certain parts of ourselves, and then that way spiritually to move on, you know, with maybe certain things that we've been through in our past that were left kind of unresolved. You know, sometimes we just put them at the back of our mind because it's easier to deal with them at the time, you know, but there will come the point where certain experience you go through helps you to kind of see this in a different light, you know. So something is going to come to the surface, and you've been through quite a lot over the last few years, my gorgeous Pisces. So something is going to come to the surface on the 28th of February, and you are going to realize, you know, how much do you want to do something. It's with how you want your life to be. It's to do with you realizing certain dreams, you know. It's to do with, it's going to suddenly come to you that the certain dreams that you had, you know, and that you couldn't even take them seriously, like later on, now they're about to start becoming reality to you. And this is really kind of truly going to become like a pretty much a magical time of your life, my gorgeous Pisces. So it's something very much so that you're gonna feel here through your own hermit mode. It's not that you didn't feel this before, but this is just going to be pretty much so enlightened, and it's going to help you to reconnect with yourself. So here you're gonna be reminded of your dreams, how you want your life to be. But because you're gonna feel things so vividly, you know, because you're gonna feel things so vividly, you're also gonna be reminded of some kind of advice now suddenly that someone gave you a while back that you've actually forgotten about, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe I just remember what this person told me. Do you know what I mean? It was super important advice, a super wise advice that you almost forgot about, like, and now you're remembering at the time, when the time is right, my gorgeous Pisces. You see what I mean? It's not like, oh my god, I'm remembering now, this is so weird. No, baby, no, you were meant to remember that advice on the 28th of February, because you forgetting about that advice in the meantime allowed you to reflect on other things that you had to work on in the meantime. You know, you had to like kind of bring certain things to an end without even realizing. So there is a lot going in the background when it comes to the spirit world and when it comes to your subconscious mind as well. So that advice that you are going to remember, it's really kind of also, you're going to realize when you remember that advice, oh my god, I'm just realizing that now very bad stage of my life is coming to an end, like very, very dark and very bad stage of my life, it's coming to an end. And you're going to realize maybe the certain things that you were doing wrong, not wrong necessarily, but you're going to realize that now it's also time to relax. You will realize that you were maybe worrying about certain things too much, and that your worry maybe has brought a little bit more of negativity into your life purely because you didn't trust yourself to start with. So this is really going to open you up spiritually, like so beautifully, and you're gonna realize that, you know, now you're gonna realize that some kind of a dark and unhealthy attachment is like kind of going, you know, and this is gonna mean to you so much, because all this is gonna contribute towards you realizing that your life, it's about to absolutely change. Absolutely fantastic, my gorgeous Pisces, and I don't even know what to say. This probably is gonna be the months where you are gonna have the biggest turning point of your life. All this is gonna contribute towards you realize how powerful you are. You will realize that you're unstoppable, but all this is gonna be contributing towards you even feeling more strength and power to carry on with your life. You're really gonna be surprised with yourself, but most importantly, importantly, by the end of this month, my gorgeous Pisceani, you're most certainly going to be surprised with your life in general. What about your life is to become in the best possible way. Absolutely mind-blowing stage of your life. The more open-minded you are, the more you're gonna gain out of it, okay? The more you come out of your comfort zone, the more you're gonna gain out of it. The more a kind of a risk you feel like you are taking, the more you're actually gonna gain out of it. Absolutely fantastic indeed. So now, my gorgeous Pisceani, I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you in relationships. Okay, you are going to have such a fantastic success. People who are in relationship, let me tell you something, you are going to become aware of this particular success here. It's to do something that you've both been working on. It's to do with something that both of you have put so much of your precious energy towards. It's to do with a big accomplishment. It's to do with a big achievement. It's to do with a big recognition at the same time. It's to do with a success. This is going to be successful. So now both of you are going to be so happy, primarily to start with. Why? Because you will be able to make a really wise choice here. You know what this wise choice is going to be, because both of you have been talking about for so long. Not only wise, but very smart and very clever and very intelligent, you know. And it's at the same time you are putting so much of the experience that you've had so far into it, but also you are kind of like going to put so much of a new experiences in as well. So this in itself, it's so important for both of you, because you've been waiting for this for a very long time, and it brought maybe certain nervousness and arguments in between you two. So of course that this is going to be important. This is something that means a lot to both of you, and it's going to be the right step when it comes to both of yours lifestyles. Indeed. Okay, when it comes to those of you who are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Pisceani, there is a very specific person who is about to kind of cross your path. There is a very specific person who is about to cross your path. Somebody is going to make a mind-blowing impact and influence on you. A good-looking person, a successful person, a gorgeous person, a spiritual person, ridiculously interesting person. You're going to fancy this person like there is no tomorrow. But it's more about a very intense conversation that you're going to have in between you two. Are going to have some kind of a very intense conversation. And you know what? Yes, you're gonna fancy this person. Yes, you're gonna like this person. Yes, you will want to jump into the bed with that person immediately. I'm joking. Yes, you will like that. I'm just joking. Yes, you will like that person. Yes, you're going to go and sleep with that person straight away. I'm joking. Yes, you will fancy this person. You will like this person like there is no tomorrow. And sometimes we talk to certain people. I suppose people talk to certain people sometimes, and people fancy certain people and they like talking to them just because they fancy them. It doesn't have to, nothing doesn't have to come out of it necessarily. Do you know what I mean? It's just like a natural reaction. You know, so you will be speaking to someone who you think is absolutely gorgeous and extremely intelligent, extremely smart, and you're really going to be enjoying this conversation. But because you're going to fancy this person so much, this person is going to have a very unusual impact and influence on your life. Somehow you're going to feel, ooh, really gorgeous. You're going to feel really good. That person is going to make you feel really good, really gorgeous, really sexy. You know, that person is going to make you feel like passionate about certain things. Again, I'm not saying that you weren't passionate about certain things, but I'm just telling you what I see. And something, that person is going to really bring the best out in you. So it's not about you being with that person. It's not about you falling in love with that person. It's not about that person falling in love with you, but it's an impact that this person is going to have, a reach in your life through all these energies and feelings and emotions that you're going to have about this person that I've actually said. This is important, because now suddenly you are going to have this flip-flop moment where you're going to start seeing things about yourself from a different angle. You're going to start seeing yourself gorgeous and sexy and amazing, and all this is gonna be contributing towards you also starting to realize there are so many options that you have, there are so many opportunities that you have, and something is gonna happen with you within. This person is gonna open you up so nice, like never opened you up before, and this is important because it's gonna help you to move on with your life. You're gonna realize how gorgeous and how beautiful you are, and sometimes we just need a little bit of somebody's magical energy in our lives to enlighten things around us so we can fully see how much we can do and how much is still waiting for us. It is gonna be like a bit of a waking moment here in itself, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Piscelini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. I love you. Bye.